Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Shipyards. I'm Commander Exorcist. Welcome to episode 20 of the After Action Report, my weekly show where I go over the news and happenings in the Space Engineers universe. But before we get started, if you enjoy the content that I create on this channel, then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure notifications are turned on so that you don't miss any of my Space Engineers content. Let's see what's going on out there. This week started off with a post on the official Space Engineers social media feeds featuring an update on the trajectory of SE2. The announcement includes a link to the Chemic cinematic pan-out video that I shared 2 weeks ago, along with a deeper explanation of the intentions for the next update. VS2 is due out before the end of the year and will bring the basic foundations of survival and colonization to the game, along with 2 planets to explore, Verdure and Chemic. Keen has incorporated community feedback into the development process and continues to refine details as the release approaches. Additionally, the post shared new photos of some of Chemic's harsh terrain, which should make for exciting Mad Max-style base building and gameplay. You'll find a link to the full Chemic Planetary reveal in the description below. This week's Dev Diary contains some of the most comprehensive looks yet at the upcoming planetary systems, including inventory and stellar dynamics within the Almagest system. The first reveal this week is a look at the new inventory screen. In an embedded animated GIF, we see a quantity slider against the inventory grid backdrop. The design is similar to the G screen that SE2 players are all too familiar with. One curious observation from the new inventory screen is the lack of additional options like production or info, similar to SE1. Of course, the GIF appears to be heavily cropped, and these features might exist outside of what we can see on the screen, but it does underscore the distance that SE2 still needs to go to be on par with some of SE1's basic functions. Next, we got our first preview of Delfos, an L-class brown dwarf star at the heart of the Almagest system. In SE1, all celestial bodies in the star system orbit around the Earth-like world. Although Almagest is the star system's namesake, Keen have chosen Delfos as the orbital focus for SE2, similar to SE1's Earth-like setup. The brown dwarf has a hot Jupiter-like appearance and will obviously play a critical role in the underlying mystery of Almagest to be solved by players in the FTUE and colonization campaign. Merrick also shared a more in-depth look at the colonization map and features that will help engineers find their place in the system. This exciting reveal shows the colonization map is much more than a system overview. Engineers can zoom in to individual planets and use them to scout the terrain and see their current location. A fantastic gift attached to the blog shows clouds rolling over the surface of Verdure, while a red indicator shows the engineer their location on the world. Personally, I think that high-level location scouting and immediate position identification will be exceptional additions to the overall Space Engineers 2 gameplay experience. Finally, Merrick showcased ongoing refinement of VS2 surface assets, first with a look at contrast and blending work. The new planets are designed to house a diverse range of biomes, and Keen is working to ensure that texture blending between those planetary regions is as seamless as possible. This includes adjusting the contrast on flora and ground textures and voxel transition materials, as well as refining fracture physics for destroying trees. In a brief video showcasing these features, a debug gun in SE2 creates a wave of exploding trees, which will be fine-tuned so that proper colliders and particle reactions will occur instead of, trees exploding across the sky, as cool and hilarious as it is. The planets in SE2 are being carefully crafted with a mixture of procedural generation and manual refinement to create a realistic and beautiful sandbox for engineers to utilize. Keen is working on caves and other planetary features and constantly improving the way these regions load and perform on the planets. It's hopeful that we'll see buttery smooth transitions between biomes when VS2 Planets and Survival Foundations arrives later this year. So what do you think of what you've seen so far with VS2? Are you excited to find your own personal biome and start building the next generation of bases and atmospheric ships? And are you Team Chemic or Team Verdure? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be back next week with more Space Engineers. Until then, I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I'll see you out there.